Welcome back to BakoMaths. In this video, we'll be looking at how to solve this question under indices. And so, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe for more updates. Let's get started. And so, we have the question as 216 exponent negative 2 out of 3 times into bracket 0.16 exponent negative 3 out of 2. So, with this, we can simplify by using the idea of indices, because going straight to find the solution to this problem will become a bit tedious. So to make everything short and simple, then with the idea of indices, we can simplify it. Now we can express 216 as a base and an exponent by considering 6. So we know that 6 times 6 times 6 gives us 216. But how many 6 do we have here? We have 3 6. So we know 6 exponent 3 is the same as 216. And so with that idea, we can simplify or continue with our solution. And so we have here is equal to, so 6 exponent 3. Now we bring our exponent as negative 2 out of 3 times. We also know that 0.16 is the same thing as 16 out of 100. So we simplify this as 16 out of 100 exponent negative 3 out of 2. Now we can multiply the exponents at this side. And if that's the case, then we have 6 exponent negative 6 out of 3. And we continue to this side. 2 times. We know that 16 out of 100 can be written as 4 out of 25, because 4 goes into 16 4 and goes into 100 25 times. So we have here as 4 out of 25 exponent negative 3 out of 2. And so we can simplify the exponent here, and you have 6 exponent negative 2. That is 3 goes into itself 1 and goes into 6 2. So we have our minus 2 here. So times. Now in indices, we said if we have two numbers dividing and the exponent is negative, then we can write it as the reciprocal of the numbers, 25 out of 4, and we make the exponent positive, that is 3 out of 2. So we just reciprocate the numbers and make the exponent positive. Now with that idea, our solution now becomes, so we maintain the 6 exponent negative 2, and have 6 exponent negative 2, and we simplify what we have here. So we know 25 is the same thing as 5 times 5, because 5 times 5 is 25, and 5 times 5 is the same as 5 squared. So it means 5 squared is the same as 25, and so we have here as 5 squared divided by, we also know that 2 times 2 is the same as 4, and then at the end we have 2 squared to be the same as 4. And so if that's the case, then we can continue with our solution. And so at this point we have here as 2 squared exponent 3 out of 2. Now having gotten this, then we continue with our solution. And we know 6 exponent negative 2 can be written as 1 out of 6 exponent 2. These are the application of the properties and the laws of indices. So if you have not watched video on that, kindly watch that video. And so we have here as times. Now we can see that the exponent 3 out of 2 is going to affect the base and the exponent in the bracket. So at the end we have here as 5 exponent 2 times 3 out of 2 divided by the same exponent is going to affect the base and the exponent in the bracket. So we have 2 exponent 2 times 3 out of 2. And so we continue with our solution, and at this point we have 1 out of 6 exponent 2 times, so 5, we maintain the base, and we know this 2 cancels that 2, and we have exponent 3. In the same way, we come here, this 2 cancels this 2, and we have 2 exponent 3. So with that, we know that 1 out of 6 squared can be written as 1 out of 36, because 6 times 6 is the same as 36. So we have 1 out of 36 times, so 5 exponent 3 is 125. So that is 5 times 5 times 5. So we have 125 divided by 2 exponent 3 will give us 8. So at this point, when we multiply the numerators, then we have 125. Also multiply the denominators, then we are going to get 288. And so that is our solution to this question. So we move on to the last question. And the last question, we have 16 exponents negative 3 out of 4 times 81 exponents 1 out of 4, all divided by 32 exponents 1 out of 5. And so with this one, we'd have to change the basis for them to have the simplest form or a common base in all the 3 terms here. So in that sense, we can change the 16 for it to have a base of 2 and an exponent of 4. So we have is equal to, so 2 exponent 4 is the same as 16. So we bring our negative 3 out of 4 times, now 81 can be expressed as 3 exponent 4. So we have 3 exponent 4. Now we have an exponent as 1 out of 4 divided by, now 32 can be expressed as 2 exponent 5. So we have 2 exponent 5 here. Now our exponent as 1 out of 5. And so we continue, and at this point we just multiply the exponents. So we have 2. Now 4 times negative 3 out of 4 is the same thing as negative 3, because this 4 we take off this 4. So we have negative 3 times, so when this cancels that, then we have 1 here. So 3 exponent 1, all divided by, now this 5 will cancel this 5 and to be left with an exponent of 1. So we have 2 exponent 1. So we continue with our solution, and we know 2 exponent 1 is the same as 2. So we can write our solution as negative 2 exponent 3 times, 3 exponent 1 is 3 and 2 exponent 1 is 2. Now we can see that the 2 is dividing the 2 exponent negative 3 and 3 here. So we can write this as negative 2 exponent 3. So 2 exponent negative 3 divided by 2 multiplied by 3 is the same thing. So right now that the bases are the same, we are just going to write one of the bases and subtract the exponent. So you have 2 exponent minus 3. Now once the bases are the same and they are dividing, we are just going to subtract like we said earlier. So minus 1 times 3. So we have 2 exponents minus 4 times 3. Now we know 2 exponents minus 4 can be written as 1 out of 2 exponent 4 times 3. And 2 exponent 4 is the same as 16. So we have 1 out of 16 times 3. So in this sense, then we know that when we multiply 1 times 3, we are going to get 3, and we divide by 16. And so this becomes our solution to the question. And so this ends today's video. Thanks for watching. Kindly like, comment, subscribe, and share. See you in our next video. BakoMaths, thinking beyond infinity.